Jerry, 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 Jerry. Yo, what's up, world? It's your man Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. Welcome to day 1150 of Diabetes and I, the daily vlog series that I do to showcase to y'all how I combat this type 2 diabetes with the 1-2. You feel me? Yo, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell so you can keep up on all things Slim Jim Longfoot, such as my product reviews, my how-to videos for YouTubers, my TV and movie reviews, my reactions, my video clips, my live streams, my daily vlogs that you're watching right now, and last but not least, my art video series, GOAT 1408 TV. Shout outs to the members of the live chat crew. Most notable members include Sexy Trees 1408, Queen Candace, Michael Marshall, Life's Magical Journey, Wellness with Frugal Mama, and last but not least, my sis, the big sis of YouTube, Latanya Porter, who we'll get into what she did last night in a minute. Also, shout out to the members of the 1408, which includes Kid Wonder's Life of Wonder, Gaming Mode, A Vice with Mel, Elevate with Vern, Blackjack 939, Pro Loner, and last but not least, Eat to Live Strong. If you yourself would like to be a member of the 1408, you have to wait until we get back monetized. So until then, if you truly want to rock with Slim Jim Longfoot and all my endeavors, please don't hesitate. Go check out the links in my description. The links to the books I've written, the links to the books I've drawn, the merchandise that I have, and my sister's Cash App on behalf of my niece Paris, who was shot last year on February the 2nd, 2022. Hashtag Paris Strong, hashtag Prayers for Paris, whether it's FOR or the number 4. Today is Thursday. It is the 27th of April 2023. A year ago today, I cashed out on this survey referral app that I use for the very first time, and that is how I knew that it was real. Since then, I have cashed out twice on it. The second time being this morning. I didn't even realize that today was the 1-year anniversary of the first time I cashed out. So it goes to show, like I said, man, divine timing. When I looked at the dates, and you know, I had noticed it because I've only cashed out 3 times. So I saw the first time I cashed out, then I looked at the most recent, which was today. I'm like, oh, it's the same date. It's been a year since I first cashed out. So that part, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I hope everybody's having the most blessed day, a most awesome day. You know what I'm saying? I just need a team of go-getters around me, man. I need a team of go-getters around me, and so I need everybody, you know what I'm saying, to get on this same grind. Because if I can do it with these apps, I know y'all can too. It ain't that hard. If I can do it, I know y'all can do it. You feel me? I got that type of faith in y'all. And so I keep on asking the questions, asking the affirmations that I want to happen. Why is everybody downloading these apps through my link? Why is everybody, you know what I'm saying, feeling so great today? Well, God daggone it. I wasn't paying attention to my monitor. My glucose monitor, it went off on me, and I just used one of my test strips right as it was going off. So that means I gotta waste another test strip, and man, I don't like doing that, man. I don't like doing that, man. But why is everything gonna be a-okay today? Today, of course, as I just mentioned, it's Thursday, the 27th of April 2023, and well, y'all saw how I began this thing, so y'all should probably already have learned the news by now, because it's almost 1 o'clock in my time. So I know y'all already know, y'all ain't seeing this at 1 o'clock, but Jerry Springer, you know what I'm saying, the legendary talk show host, was once the mayor of Cincinnati, has passed at the age of 79. I remember first watching Jerry Springer on his talk show back around 91. That was the first time I seen Jerry Springer on TV, on his talk show. That was like around 1991. That was the very first time I seen him, and I seen him for like you know, a few episodes here and there, but then I had stopped because, you know, I mean, back during that time he was more, you know what I'm saying, straight and narrow, you know what I'm saying, he was more straight and narrow. You know, this was the early 90s, you know what I'm saying. I remember it being a show. It was an episode by an older guy with a younger lady or whatever like that. You know, he was like old enough to be a granddad or something like that. You know how stuff was back then. But you know, it was buttoned up. You know, this was the early 90s, and so I remember it was probably like around I'm gonna say about what, 96, maybe like around about 96, 97. That was when Jerry turned it up a notch, and that was when he became known as, you know, the dude he is now. You know what I'm saying, with the Jerry chants and the crazy episodes of, you know, you slept with my brother's husband, or, you know what I'm saying, I didn't know you was a man, and this, that. Jerry turned it up a notch. And of course, you know, Maury Povich, who already had a talk show at the time as well, followed suit, you know, years later, you know, with his, you know, becoming, you know, synonymous with You Are Not the Father and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Both of them had button up, laced up shows in the early 90s, but, you know, turned it up, you know, as the 90s progressed on into the 2000s and therefore. With Jerry Springer, he was the first one who really took it up to that cutting edge notch. You know what I'm saying? Like Geraldo, I want to say Geraldo was a forefather. Geraldo Rivera was a forefather of that, because he had folks on the stage that gonna throw in chairs and he got his nose broke. And that was like the late 80s, but that was as far as it had went at that time. And, you know, Geraldo's show didn't stay on that long, you know, after that. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess it was like, oh man, this is too much for TV. But as the 90s progressed, you know what I'm saying, Jerry was the first to, you know what I'm saying, evolve or devolve, you know, with the craziness of the 90s. And so therefore his legend became synonymous. Like, yo, I remember when we was in high school, like, you know what I'm saying, we getting home like around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Yo, folks was jumping off the buses. Like, you know, soon as the doors open, you know, they didn't walk out, they were leaping off the buses, yo. I was one of them too. We were leaping off the buses, running down the hills to our houses so we could gonna catch a new episode of Jerry Springer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how real it was, man. That's how real it was. Because, you know, I mean, you know, we didn't have, you would have to have somebody physically at home with a blank tape in the VCR to have them recorded. You know, you ain't had no DVR to set the record or anything like that back then, and of course you couldn't just go back and see it. So I know it's gonna be a lot of tributes to Jerry today. You know, people watching his episodes on YouTube and wherever else they watch them and reacting to them and stuff, because, you know, everybody gonna be trying to get their views up and all that, whatever like that, trying to, get the clout off of, you know, this man's death. But yeah, man, that was my experience, you know what I'm saying, when it came to Jerry Springer, because we was, yo, that was our era right there. Because, you know, back in the day, we was watching all the talk shows when we were teenagers and whatnot. Because, you know, I mean, outside of playing outside or playing video games, you know what I'm saying, you know, those were like the must-see TVs of the era. You know, those talk shows like Jenny Jones and Ricky Lake, Sally Jesse Raphael, so many much so, you know what I'm saying. But Jerry, you know what I'm saying, at that time, from the late 90s up to the about mid 2000s, he was the king of it all. And then of course Maury stepped up and, you know, took over that. And, you know, it's a trip because Maury Povich is older than Jerry. Shoot, I think Maury Povich is like in his mid 80s now, yeah, if I ain't mistaken. And I think he just recently, yeah, because it's been about a couple of years or so since he stopped doing his show, I think, right? But yeah, man, Jerry, he, I mean, the debauchery of it all, you know what I'm saying? My mom couldn't stand Jerry Springer, but we was all watching him. And then even from Jerry, you know what I'm saying, someone else came immersed through his time on there as well. You know, his most well-known bodyguard who was on stage, Steve, who eventually got his own show. I'm quite sure he's got some words. I'm quite sure everybody want to see what he got to say about, you know, Jerry's passing. Most likely today, you know, Steve went on, of course, to get his own talk show. Because you know, his name almost became as synonymous as Jerry when he pop up on stage, you know, to break everything up. People like Steve, you know. So yeah, man, that was definitely an era. I'm quite sure. I don't know if y'all ever seen the episode of the Wayans Brothers when the Wayans Brothers was on. Well, you know, their name on the show was Williams, but you know, the Wayans Brothers show. When they was on the episode of Jerry Springer, I know that's going to be looked at a lot. And the movie that came out late 90s, early 2000s, called Ringmaster. Where I think it was about several different people ending up on Jerry's show or something like that. It was, yeah, like that was definitely an era, man. It was definitely an era of craziness. You know what I'm saying? That crazy 90s that led into the 2000s, which of course led into the last goofball decade, which now got us here in these 2020s. You dig? But Jerry Springer was definitely at the forefront of it all. Like, who would have thought years ago when they had him as their mayor in Cincinnati that he would be be remembered as who he is remembered for. He is definitely, you know what I'm saying, on the Mount Rushmore of talk show hosts, because he definitely defined the era with the 90s and the craziness of it all. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got, you know, Oprah, who is the queen of talk. You know what I'm saying? Who, you know, she took that title from the original king of talk, which was Phil Donahue, who is still alive. So, you know, who, as a matter of fact, you know, comment below, you know, who was your favorite talk show to watch, you know what I'm saying, during that time or growing up or even now, because I know there are still people who have talk shows now, but I don't keep up with talk shows anymore. Like, I mean, I will only know them in passing review, like if I see a clip or something pop up on YouTube or whatever like that. Like, I know this young lady, Tamron Hall, she has a talk show. Drew Barrymore, who's one of my childhood crushes, you know, legendary actress in her own right, even though she's still quote-unquote young. She has a talk show. Kelly Clarkson, don't Kelly Clarkson still have a talk show? I know she had one last year, but I don't know if it's still on now. You know, the first winner of American Idol. But outside of that, I don't keep up with talk shows no more. You know, I don't have no reason to look at them anymore. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, pretty much as far as like what's more popular now these days are, you know, the court shows, you know, that of course, you know, we first go back to Judge Watson with People's Court back in the 80s. And, you know, they revised it after that. But then, you know, in the 90s, leading up to now, you know, you had what, Judge Judy, Judge Mathis, even her husband, Judge Jerry, had a show at one point, and even Jerry Springer had a judge show. And Jerry Springer even had a judge show for a little while, a few years back, if I'm not mistaken. And Divorce Court, I know Divorce Court is very popular to watch, and Paternity Court and any other court shows that they got going on are pretty much like, you know, the new wave as far as like the must-see TV or whatever. You know what I'm saying? In place of, you know, the talk shows of, you know, back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You had, of course, other talk shows that I didn't mention, such as Rolanda. Rolanda Watts had a talk show. Montel Williams talk show. And of course, The View, which came up in the late 90s, which of course is still around now. The original creator of that show, who had just passed, what was that, last year or this year? Wasn't it last year? I think last year when Barbara Walters passed. I think, yeah, last year, I think. But yeah, it's been so many talk shows over the years. I think it was one even called The Talk, right? Was it one called The Talk? And then I don't know, I can't keep up with all these joints, but those were the glory years, the glory days of the talk shows, you know, in that sector of the 90s and early 2000s, those talk shows right there. And Jerry Springer was definitely, you know what I'm saying, the king of that, you know what I'm saying. Maury, of course, you know, ended up with the crown afterwards. But as far as right now, I don't know who got the crown now, because, you know, everybody is, you know, pretty much not doing anything anymore, you know what I'm saying, either old or, you know, now gone. So, once again, rest in peace to Jerry Springer, you know what I'm saying. I hope y'all enjoyed my little TED talk, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, the talk shows over the past few decades, you know. So that part, you know what I'm saying, we went from what the 80s up until now, just about, you know what I'm saying, that's about 40 so years of talk shows. Because Phil Donahue, his talk show lasted, I think, like 29 years before his talk show ended, you know what I'm saying. And then Oprah, of course, ended hers, hers ended at like the 25th season, I think. I would have thought she would have stayed on longer. I mean, she could have stayed on longer, but she wanted to do other stuff. I mean, her talk show feel like it's been gone long, almost as long as it was on, but it's been I think about 12 years now, because her talk show ended before my mom passed, so her talk show was gone like 2011. So yeah, but that was definitely the end of an era right there in itself, you know, along with all the other stuff. And then Monica Pearson, who got the news anchor job down here in Atlanta that Oprah was trying to go for back in the 70s. Well, her name back then was Monica Kaufman, but she's Monica Pearson now. She just recently started back up doing interviews with celebrities and stuff, which is what she used to do during her time as a news anchor when it was called Monica Kaufman's Close-Ups. And I just saw a preview of her doing, you know, a show the other day, and I was like, oh, okay, she back, you know what I'm saying? She ain't stay gone, you feel me? Because she had left the news anchoring world, because, you know, she had been there since the 70s, and she left like around the same time Oprah ended her talk show, about 11, 12 years ago. And Jovita Moore was, of course, the next person, you know, the part of the next generation to be, you know, leading the news, and which Jovita did very much so greatly up until her passing a couple of years ago. Jovita Moore. Yeah, man, I go on and on and on. I got so much in my head that I done forgot, let alone the stuff I remember. So, you know, I could go on and on and on, because, you know, boom, like I say, I was Google before Google, you feel me? I wish I could have been like at the forefront of putting stuff into Google and all that good stuff. But anywho, today is day 27 of the 30-day ASKformations challenge. I hope that y'all have received the blessings and affirmations that you have been asking for. Like, why is this day so great? Why am I so healthy? Why do I feel so good? Why is prosperity raining down on me like April rain in Georgia? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we want. Got my kale mushroom salad. That's what I got the grub on. I'm gonna probably have to warm back up, because it probably done got cold on me. Where my fork at? Oh yeah, there you go. So with that being said, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, because we've been talking long enough about, you know, that there. You know what I'm saying? That my sister, she had told me about that this morning. That's how I found out Jerry was gone. Speaking of my sister, she had a great time last night. Going to go see Janet Jackson, aka Miss Jackson. Y'all should know why I call her Miss Jackson. If you don't know, you know now. But that was awesome. And also to see on Facebook other friends of mine, such as my classmate from elementary and high school, went to go see Janet last night. I drew her for episode 88, if I'm not mistaken, of GOAT 1408 TV. I drew her on episode 88, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. But yeah, seeing her stuff on Facebook definitely had me a little hype, because let me make sure that was 88. I believe that was 88. I'm very sure it was 88, because my friend Marsha was 89. My friend Marsha, who passed, and I'm very sure that I drew Adelia for 88. So, because I know I did Cherry Johnson for 87. Ain't popping up. There we go. Yep. My friend Adelia, who I drew for episode, what the crap? Oh, it was moving. It was the thumbnail. The thumbnail had disappeared, but there's a thumbnail for episode 88. At that time, she was Miss Ashley Stewart 2019. She had won the crown to become Miss Ashley Stewart for 2019, which she held that title for about 2 years, because of course the next year ended up being 2020, and you know, we had a whole pandemic, so nobody was crowned, I don't think, in 2020, so which means she held that title for about 2 years. So that was a blessing on itself, in a sense, because you know, you don't hold a title more than a year, right? So she was able to hold that title for about 2 years. But yeah, so she went to go see Janet last night, man, as well as my sister. But shoot, this picture right here stole the cake for me, and I was like, man, you lucky mofo. Anyway, but yeah, man. Let me put a look at this picture. So close yet so far. Well, I'm a degree away now. I'm a degree away now. I'm 1 degree away now, y'all. You know the degrees of separation. I'm 1 degree away. Anyway, but yeah, man. Meantime, what y'all up to? What y'all doing? I don't know. Y'all can't hear me. Well, actually, y'all can hear me. I just can't hear y'all because we're like in 2 different spaces of time. I try to be, you know what I'm saying, in your time, even though I'm not in your time. But yeah, that's another question I need to ask. Why is Janet Jackson knocking on my door? Oh, ASKformations don't work like that. Not yet, anyway. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the, gotta put the time down, I got stuck myself. It is time for the shout out, shout out, shout out, hey, 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 shout out, shout out, shout out, hey, hey, hey. It's time for the shout out, baby. It's time for the shout out, baby. All right. do any shorts? Oh snap. My video, my short that I did for my friend Alice now has over 1,200 views. That's crazy. That is crazy, yo. Hey, appreciate y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? Many, many more blessings to my friend Alice. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me send her a video recording on some blessings for today. Yo, what's going on, Alice? It's your man, Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. You already know the vibes. I'm up here recording my daily vlog right now, day 1150. So make sure you check it out on YouTube. I am up here sending you blessings and prayers and manifestations of greatness on every level to you and your family. So continue to stay blessed, though. Continue to keep your prayers abundant, and you know, always ask those questions of ASKformations, because this month we are doing ASKformations April. This month, the 30-day challenge to keep on asking those ASKformations on to the Most High. So keep on doing what you're doing. I already know you got this. Stay blessed up on every level. Alright, much love. That part, baby. So shout outs to you, Alice, if you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, straight up. Meantime, between times, let's see. Yesterday we just dropped that one video. We dropped day 1149. Oh yeah, and that's a trip, right? Today is day 1150, man. It's day 1150, man. It's day 1150. Big sis said, hey bro. Latanya Porter in the regular comment said, hey bro, what's up, sis? And Life's Magical Journey, she said, hey Slim, I'm here for the replay. Yeah, I messaged you to see when we can get together. I'm not off again until the 1st, but I'm sure we can work something out. And as I replied back to her comment, that works just fine, because the 1st, because what's the day? Today is the 27th, so in 4 more days, it's gonna be May. Yeah, I knew it was coming. Anyway, but yeah, so that will make more sense to do it that way, because we can of course evaluate this full 30-day challenge in its entirety and how it has done for us, and I like to think that it's done pretty good. I mean, I think that this has definitely been a month of greatness, and once again I would need everybody to be working on all aspects of greatness, from that physical, from that mental, from that spiritual, from that emotional, to that financial, all those levels of greatness, baby. Of greatness. Yes, greatness, baby. Keep on making it do what it do on every level. Also, now we go to the live chat. Who was here for the live chat of yesterday? If I'm not mistaken, because I was here, nobody was here. Anyway, stay blessed up, y'all. This done went long enough. Continue to live life till you die. We're gonna keep on manifesting greatness on every level. And I'm gone, y'all. Stay blessed up, and let me charge my phone though, because it needs some charging. Alright, video, playlist, watch them all. Alright, one love.